So nice you could be here to talk to us. So you help organise the OFF, which is the off-site event of the Biennale, and is, how do you say, a very large happening here in Dakar. Could you talk about where it started?
Yeah, that's a very large event. It starts 10 years ago, 12 years ago now, with just a few galleries who try to make something in the same moment and then Biennale. So I was, this space is an art space, not gallery, but I make exhibition here sometimes, and I was in this mood of do something in the Biennale, during the Biennale, and I understood that could be interesting to try to spread out this mouvance, this sort of game. And in the edition, next edition was 50 places, and we started to put in the program these 50 places. And two years more, and we arrived to 120 places. So we decided to make an event beside the program. And people in the Biennale was enough intelligent to understand that they have not to contrast, but to help this event to make some sort of balance in and off, and it was very intelligent, because now you can't imagine a Biennale without the off, but at the same time the off couldn't be without a Biennale. So there are two movements going together. You know?
And if you could talk about the OFF this year, because it's over 200 events going on all over Dakar and even outside of Dakar, on Gorée Island and in Saint Louis, how it's expanded. Are you surprised by how successful it's been?
I am surprised, because especially this year, you know, for a few editions, the number stays around 150, 180. But now it's incredible, and I think that's because the young generation of artists is coming and making more efforts. You know, more they travel, they work, they travel, they work. They coming from other countries. Before the offer was just local phenomenon. There are just Senegalese artists. Now you find this edition, you find artists from all the African countries coming, and the incredible, the force of the situation is that there is no subvention. Every manifestation is independent, so they have to pay their journey, to pay their daily meanings, you know, and it happens.
And speaking of the more international artists that are now engaging in the OFF program, could you speak about the Biennale itself, the inn, and the village where it's taking place, and what you think of the inn, since you're so engaged in the OFF?
Well, I think the inn in this edition, the inn is quite big too, because the number of artists are bigger, and I think the three creators, they made a good job. And the location too is interesting. Before the inn was only in some official buildings. Now they choose to make in the sort of
yes,
everything sort of hangars.
Yes.
So it's quite interesting. All this is quite interesting. At the same time, there is many problems of organization, of you know, everything is the last minute. Everything is something not well done. But anyway,
why do you think that is, that Senegal or Dakar every year well, as far as I understand, has had issues somewhat with organisation and information. Why do you think there is an issue with organisation?
It's very difficult to
Yes, it's complicated.
discover,
Yes,
complicated.
yes. Yeah.
You know, there is some. There is like a machine. At the moment, there are point it doesn't work. That's what that works before, works after, but there is a moment that, you know, like an engine that doesn't
Go.
go very well. Yes.
So the other question I was going to ask you is about your own practice as a ceramicist. How you began in ceramics, but now you are engaged in off. So it's a journey, I guess, from working as an artist to working with artists. And if you could talk about that.
Because I was useful, you know, a workshop in ceramics. It's a workshop. I am useful to work with many people. I received artists here making their forms, their research. So I like to organize exhibitions, and so it was quite easy to pass on the organization field.
And could you talk more about this particular exhibition, Dakar Lomé?
This is in the same time that many artists coming from other African countries, I was interested to be the same things, to invite African artists, not Senegalese. So I had the occasion to have a link with the French Institute in Romain, and he proposed me to receive this exhibition, and we work together, and
here we are. And I think going forward, what do you hope happens to the OFF? That it expands more, or that it becomes more centralized? Because one of the things I think people have spoken about in relation to the OFF is how difficult it is to navigate the city if you've never been here before,
for sure.
and to see so many things happening at once. So would you like to see the OFF become more drawn together, or that they were closer?
We make this guide is not complete for sure,
Yes.
but they can help you, and at least there is a sort of game. You know, you can amazing to discover. There is a lot of information, oral information. Yes, you have to go there. It's good. But where is it? Then you play, and the people run everywhere. You know, because that's the problem. That the people coming from abroad stays just 4 or 5 days. So it's very difficult to realize. It's sort of like a dream. You know, you have been some places, maybe you don't know where is it, because some friends bring you, and it's a little bit surrealist.
And what was your favourite OFF this year?
I can't
You can't say?
I can't say, because I didn't see a lot, because I was involved in the organization. So I have now after I do my discovery.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.